Welcome to our poem, The Village Schoolmaster, written by Oliver Goldsmith. So far we have completed the first stanza there, no? So now let us go for the second stanza, okay? So in the second stanza, same page. Yes, see the second stanza there. A man severe he was and stern to view. I knew him well and every truant knew. Well had the boding tremblers learned to trace the day's disaster in his morning face. So here in the second stanza, the poet is explaining what type of person was that teacher. Okay, so he's saying that children, see, he's saying that a man severe he was and stern to view. He was a very strict person. He was a very strict person and also he looked very strict. Okay, so when we observe his personality itself, no, physique itself, no, the children could understand he was a very strict person. So to look also, to view also, he was a very strict. He looked like a very strict person, and even from his behavior side, he was very severe. Then I knew him well, and every truant knew. The speaker also knew that person, the teacher, very well, and every truant knew. Well had the boding tremblers learned to trace the day's disaster in his morning face. So, boding tremblers. Here, boding tremblers means the children. Tremblers means, so nowadays the teachers are very friendly with the students, no? But at that time, the teachers used to be very strict. The children, they used to tremble when they saw their teachers. Okay, ಎಲ್ಲೋ ದಾರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಕಂಡ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಣ್ಣು ತಪ್ಪಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಓಡೋಗೋದು ಅಂತ ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ದ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ವೇರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಲಿ ವಿತ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ದ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಟ್ರೆಂಬಲ್. ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಈ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಕಳೆದಿದ್ದುಕೊಂಡು ಮಾರನೇ ದಿನ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ರಲ್ವಾ, they were very much worried, they were very much afraid, they used to tremble. And okay, boarding, they used to predict what would happen next. Okay, by observing the face of the teacher itself, the students could, what children, the students could, they observe. Okay, they could predict what is going to happen next. ಟೀಚರಿನ ಮಕ ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಇವರಿಗೆ ಸಿಟ್ಟು ಬಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೆ, ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಇವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ. ಓಕೆ, ವೆನ್ ಯು ಸಿ ದ ಫೇಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೀಚರ್, ಯು ಮೇ ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಟು ಯುವರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ಅಣ್ಣ ಇವತ್ತು ಏನುಂಟೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಮುಖ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಏನೋ ಆದಂಗಿದೆ ಇವರಿಗೆ, ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಏನೋ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ you two may discuss with your friends, no, by observing the teacher's face. The same thing the speaker and his friends used to do. So the teacher was a very strict person. All the children of the school knew it, including our speaker. Then what did they do? They used to predict what would happen next. How will be the day, that day, how is it going to be, by observing the face of that teacher. Okay, so the day's disaster in his morning face. Disaster here means what children? Misery. ಏನೋ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗೋದಿದೆ ಅವತ್ತು, ಅದನ್ನ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಅವ್ರ ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ by observing the very face of the teacher, they could identify, they could trace. Okay, yeah, that is explained in paragraph number 2, stanza 2, what type of teacher he was. Now let us go for the third stanza children. So next stanza I read out. Full well, okay, full well they laughed with counterfeited glee at all his jokes, for many a joke had he. Full well the busy whisper circling round conveyed the dismal tidings when he frowned. Okay, yeah, now let us know the meaning of difficult words children. Yeah, see what are the difficult words underlined there. First one is counterfeited glee. Then next one children, it is your what? Conveyed Conveyed means communicated. Dismal means miserable. Tidings means what, children? News or information. When he frowned. Frowned here means angry. Okay. So let us see the meanings of these four words. See, you can see, I think, counterfeited glee means pretending joy. Counterfeited means pretending. Pretending andre natsodu. What is the meaning of pretending, children? Natsodu. Here, glee means what, children? Joy. So, counterfeited glee means pretending joy. Dismal means, children, miserable. Okay. Then you have conveyed there. No, conveyed means communicated. So these are the difficult words there. Then now one more difficult word, tiding. Tiding means what, children? Information. Okay, information. Here I have written the meaning of tidings. Tidings means news or information. So let us analyze. Let us understand the meaning of this stanza now. See. They, full well they laughed with counterfeited glee at all his jokes, for many a joke had he. See, this teacher was a very strict person, no, severe person, no. But in the class, he used to make jokes. He used to tell jokes to the students. ಟೀಚರಿಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಇಂಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಆಸೆ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಹೌದಾ? So that's why this teacher also, even though he was strict, he used to tell joke in the class. Okay, but many times children did not understand his jokes only. ಕೆಲವೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಜೋಕೆ ಆಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಎದುರುಗಡೆ ಇರೋರು ತಾವು ಏನೋ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಜೋಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ ಹೇಳೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹ್ಯೂಮರಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಅದು ಜೋಕ್ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಅನ್ಸಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೆಲವೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಅದು ಜೋಕೆ ಆಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ when the teacher is telling that, what we have to do? ನಮಗೆ ನಗು ಬರ್ಲಿ, ನಗು ಬರ್ದೇ ಇರ್ಲಿ, what we have to do? We have to laugh. No, that is called what, children? Counterfeited glee. This man, he was very severe. No, ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿರೋ ಜೋಕಿಗೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನಾಗಿರೋದು, ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಸಿಟ್ಟು ಬರೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ತಾವು ಟೀಚರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇಂಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇರ್ತದಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ವಾಟ್ ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಡೂ, ವೆನ್ ಎವರ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಎನಿ ಜೋಕ್, ಇವನ್ ದೋ ದೇ ವೇರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಜೋಕ್, okay, even though it was not a joke, the children used to laugh full well. Okay, full well they laughed with counterfeited glee. Okay, so that is what the children used to do in the class. At all his jokes, for many a joke had he. Full well the busy whisper circling round conveyed the dismal tidings when he frowned. So when the teacher was angry, frowned andre means, what is the meaning of frowned, children? Sittu bandu ubbanna gant hakoltevalva, that is called frowned. So when the teacher was very angry, no, that why is he angry, about that, okay, the children used to discuss and they used to circle that news in the school. Nimgu kuda same experience. Whenever any teacher is very much angry, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರನ್ನೋ ಬೈದಿದ್ದಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರನ್ನೋ ಬೈದಿದ್ದಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಟೀಚರಿಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಸಿಟ್ಟು ಬಂದಿತ್ತು, ಅವ್ನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಂತೆ. ಸೊ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಆಲ್ ದೋಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು ಯುವರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು ದೇಯರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್. ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್, ದ ಮೂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಟೀಚರ್, it was discussed by all the children. That is told in this third stanza. Full well the busy whisper circling round conveyed the dismal tidings, miserable information when he frowned. Why was he angry? About that discussion took place. Okay, then afterwards let us go for the next paragraph. Now, yet he was kind, or if severe in heart, the love he bore to learning was in fault. The village all declared how much he knew. It was certain he could write and cipher too. Okay, so once again, yet he was kind, or if severe in art. The love he bore to learning was in fault. The village all declared how much he knew. It was certain he could write and cipher too. See children here. Again here the speaker is continuing his description about his teacher. He is describing his teacher, know what type of person he was. So that description is continued in this stanza also. So he was a very kind person also. He was not only severe, he was also kind. And yet he was kind or if severe in art. Here art means children, in your glossary they have given the meaning of art. Okay, art means in any degree, means to the highest degree. So he was very strict, but also he was kind. Yet he was kind or if severe in art. The love he bore to learning was in fault. Okay, so he loved to learn as well as he loved to teach. So it was his duty, no? So that's why to teach the children, first of all, the teacher has to learn, no? So it was in fault. That means what, children? He loved very much to learn as well as to teach. So the love he bore to learning was in fault. The villagers all declared how much he knew. See, now the speaker is speaking about the villagers. The villagers, they declared that the schoolmaster was a great scholar. The villagers all declared, the village all declared how much he knew. It was certain he could write. The teacher was able to write. At that time villagers could not write anything. ಹೌದಾ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಬರೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಅಂತ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ in their village they had a person who could write, ಬರೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುವಂತದ್ದು. ಮತ್ತೆ even he could cipher. Okay, cipher means he had got the ability to decode the secret messages. So secret message ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಓದಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೈ he was very great scholar. The villagers thought like that about him. Okay, so this is what explained in paragraph number, children, 4. So let me know, do you have any doubts so far? Yeah children, do you have any doubts? Aditya, read it. Aditya, yes or no?
Yes, Mataji.
Did you understand?
Yes, Mataji.
What type of person the teacher was?
No doubt, Mataji.
Oh, no doubt. Okay, what type of person the teacher was? You should tell me, no? What type of person was he? Strict, kind. What type of person was he? Aditya? Yes, Bhumika, can you tell me?
Yes, Mataji.
Can you tell me what type of person was he?
He was kind and severe.
He was kind and severe, no? Yeah. Then next, how did the children? Yes, thank you, Bhumika. How did the children laugh? Did they enjoy all the joke of the teacher? All the jokes of the teacher? Did they enjoy all the jokes of the teacher? Yes, Parag is there today. Did they enjoy all the kinds of jokes?
No, Mataji.
Then what did they used to do?
They just laugh, Mataji.
They used to laugh. Okay, their laugh or their joy, it can be called counterfeited, right? Counterfeited glee it was. Yeah. Then tidings means what? What is the meaning of tidings? Pranav Bhatt. Pranav, What is the meaning of tidings? It is written on the board also. Tidings means,
Yes, Mataji.
yes, Pranav Bhatt.
Huh?
Tidings means what?
News and information.
News, information, right? Tidings means news, information. Then Purnachandra Bhatt again. What is the meaning of boarding? Boarding means,
Predicting.
yeah, predicting. You know the meaning of predicting, no? Purnachandra?
Yes.
Okay, nice. Aryan,
Yes, Mataji.
did you understand? Did you understand?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Now, let us go for the next stanza. That is fifth stanza. So, here in the fourth stanza, we have found that this person, he loved to learn very much. Then, the villagers all respected him very much. They thought that they respected him very much because what? He could write and he could even, what children? He could even cipher. You have got the meaning of ciphering, no? Cipher means to decode the secret messages that he could do. Okay, next. Yes, let us go for the fifth stanza. Here, okay, lands he could measure, terms and tides presage, and even the story ran that he could gauge. In arguing too, the person owned his skill, for even though vanquished, he could argue still. Okay, so here children, presage means to foretell. Okay, foretell means ಮುಂದಾಗೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವಲ್ವಾ, that is called foretelling. Okay, so presage means foretell. Gauge means what children? Measure. Then next one, vanquished means completely destroyed. So these are the three difficult words. So what are the abilities of that teacher? That is explained in this stanza. So this teacher could write, he could cipher. What else he could do? Lands he could measure, terms and tides presage. Okay, ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಭೂಮಿಯನ್ನ ಅಳತೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಇದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಕರೆ, ಇದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಗುಂಟೆ, ಇದು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಸೇರುವಂತದ್ದು. ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಹಿ ಕುಡ್ measure the land and even he could presage, okay, what would happen in the future. ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹುಣ್ಣಿಮೆ, ಅಮಾವಾಸ್ಯೆ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ತೆಗೆದು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನ ಹುಣ್ಣಿಮೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿನ ಅಮಾವಾಸ್ಯೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಈಗೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ, ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಇವತ್ತು ಟೈಡ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಎಬ್ ಟೈಡ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಲೀಪ್ ಟೈಡ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಇಫ್ ದ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಈಸ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್? ಪ್ರೀಸೇಜಿಂಗ್, ಫೋರ್ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್. So he could measure the land, he could what? Presage. And even the story ran that he could gauge, again measure. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅಳತೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಮೇ ಬಿ ಮಿಲ್ಕ್, ಮೇ ಬಿ ವಾಟರ್, ಮೇ ಬಿ ಕೆರೋಸಿನ್. He could gauge. Okay. Then next one, in arguing too, the person owned his skill. For even though vanquished, he could argue still. Even though he was completely defeated in the debate, argument, what he used to do? He used to what? Continue his argument. That was his special skill. Even though, okay, vanquished, he could argue still. ಬಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಮೀಸೆ ಮಣ್ಣಾಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇವನಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, he could argue. He had got a voice. He had got a big voice and he had got knowledge. With the help of that, what he could do? He could what? He tried to convince the villagers, even though he was completely defeated in the argument. Okay, then next. While words of learned length and thundering sound Amazed the gazing rustics ran around, and still they gazed, and still the wonder grew that one small head could carry all he knew. Okay, what was the uh, opinion of the villagers about him? That is explained here. One difficult word you have there, gazing rustics. Here children, rustics means villagers. Okay, rustics means villagers. Gazing means the person ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನೇರವಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ, ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಅದಕ್ಕೇನ್ ಹೇಳೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ. ಒಂದೇ ಕಡೆ ನೇರವಾದಂತಹ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯನ್ನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಗೇಜಿಂಗ್. So here, and still they gazed. So, see, while words of learned length and thundering sound, he had got a thundering sound, means he had got a big voice. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಧ್ವನಿ ಇತ್ತು ಅವರಿಗೆ. Amazed the gazing rustics ranged around ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರ ಸುತ್ತಲೂ, ಆ ವಿಲೇಜ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಮಾಸ್ಟರಿನ ಸುತ್ತಲೂ ಸಂಜೆ ಟೈಮಿಗೆ ವಿಲೇಜರ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಸಿಟ್, ಓಕೆ, ಅರೌಂಡ್ ಹಿಮ್. ಅಮೇಜ್ಡ್ ದ ಗೇಜಿಂಗ್ ರಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಬ್ಬಾ ಈ ಮನುಷ್ಯನ್ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಹೆಂಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. ಅಮೇಜ್ಡ್ ದ ಗೇಜಿಂಗ್ ರಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಗ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ದೇ ಗೇಜ್ಡ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ದ ವಂಡರ್ ವ್ಯೂ. ಪ್ರತಿ ದಿನ ಅವನು ನೋಡ್ದಂಗೆ ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಫೀಲ್ ವಾಟ್ ಸರ್ಪ್ರೈಸ್ಡ್. ದಿನ ಸೊ and still they gazed, and still the wonder grew that one small head could carry all he knew. How is it possible to hold all those knowledge in his small head? So like this, the people of that village used to think about this village schoolmaster. So when we do not know anything, so children, when we do not know anything, so if a person who knows more than us, we feel that that person is very much knowledgeable. ಹೌದಾ? So ನಮಗೆ ಏನೂ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. Then if a person comes before us and if he speaks a few words in English, we feel that wow, okay, he speaks such a nice English. Whether he is speaking correct or not, that is not known to us because we don't know anything, right? So the same type of people these villagers were. They didn't know anything about, they didn't have any knowledge. They could not write, they could not read, they could not measure, they could not presage, they even could not argue, because they felt very inferior about themselves. So they thought that this village schoolmaster was a very great person. So always it happens in the same way, no? Especially when it comes to teachers' children, everybody feels that yes, he has studied, he is educated, and he has got very good knowledge. Whether it is true or not true, that we can understand only when we study something, we get some education, right? Nowadays, so ಮೊದಲಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಟೀಚರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲದೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ದವರು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂತಹ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಇತ್ತು. But nowadays the things have been changed. Now you all have your favorite master. You have all Google, no? Before the teacher tells, you search in Google and you'll find the answer. So nowadays the job of the teacher has become very difficult. Okay, so knowledge you can gain anywhere. You have got all the sources. In your Google you will understand. If you Google and if you ask the summary of this village schoolmaster lesson poem, you will understand it there. So it was not like that in the ancient time. In the olden days, when the teacher used to be there, in the village, he was considered as a great scholar. Okay, so the situation has changed now. This poem, one side it is explaining, the speaker is speaking about the strength of his teacher, and at the same time he is making fun of his teacher. Okay, so with all respect to his teacher, he is explaining the poem in a humorous way. So in front of the villagers who were there, so he is saying that his teacher had got a special skill Even though he was completely defeated in the argument, debate, what he could do, he could still continue his argument. ಹೌದಾ? So that means what? The speaker ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಬ್ಲೈಂಡ್ ಆಗಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಟೀಚರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹೊಗಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. He is also making fun of his teacher, but with all respect. Okay? ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೌರವದಿಂದ what is he doing? He is making fun of his teacher. When he was a child, he respected his teacher very much. But later, okay, when he got education, when he got further education, ನಮ್ಮ ಟೀಚರ್ ಅವಾಗ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಸರಿ ಅಲ್ಲಾಗಿತ್ತು. ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ನೋ ಹೀಗಲ್ಲಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಅವ್ರು ಈ ರೀತಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಸರಿ ಅಲ್ಲಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಇದು ಯಾವುದೋ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೆನಪು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು he is also making fun of the teacher. But in what way? In a very respectable manner, with all respect to his teacher, is also making fun. Because you can even find another sentence there. The children used to laugh with counterfeited glee when the teacher used to make joke in the class. ಹೌದಾ? ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಜೋಕಿಗೆ ನಗು ಬರದೇ ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಸುಳ್ಳೆ ನಗಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, what is the speaker doing here? Is he praising his teacher? No. He is making fun. But what type of fun? Gentle fun. ಹೌದಾ? So he has got respect for his teacher, but still he is making fun here. So this is what Oliver Goldsmith has spoken about his teacher. So we have completed the poem here. In tomorrow's period, children, let us complete discussing the question and answers of this poem, and later we will see what we have to do further. Okay, let us end the class here. Thank you very much. Soumya Mataji will continue after some 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, thank you.